Hey guys, this is Paulina, and in this long video, we're going to talk about three things. We'll start with comparisons of adjectives and adverbs, then we'll go on to talk about to and enough, and at the end, we'll talk about so and such. It looks like a lot, but this time it's going to be a very easy revision for you. So please follow me. The first on our list are comparisons of adjectives and adverbs. So we use the comparatives to compare two people or things. We usually form the comparative by adding er to an adjective or adverb. If the adjective or adverb has two or more syllables, we use the word more. We often use the word than after the comparative. For example, the wildfires were more destructive last summer than this summer. The houses near the coast flooded more quickly than the ones in the city center. We use the superlative to compare one person or thing with other people or things of the same type. We usually form the superlative by adding est to the adjective or adverb. If the adjective or adverb has two or more syllables, we use the word most. We use the word the before the superlative. For example, what is the worst natural disaster that has hit Europe? Or, Dr. Jones spoke the most clearly of all the scientists at the conference. Be careful with the spelling of some words. Big, bigger, biggest, nice, nicer, nicest, and tidy, tidier, tidiest. And I'm sure you've been studying English for long enough to know that there is always some irregularities. So, irregular adjectives and adverbs. Have a good look at this beautiful table. I'm sure you know some of these already, but let's just quickly revise. Good, better, the best. Well, better, the best. Bad, worse, the worst. Badly, worse, the worst. Many, more, the most. More, the most. Much more, the most. Little, less, the least. Far, farther, the farthest. Far, further, the furthest. Alright? If you want to, repeat after me one more time. Just pause the video and go back. Also, be careful with some words like hard, late, straight, and fast. They are both adjectives and adverbs. Other words, friendly, lovely, silly, and ugly, even though they end in ly, are not adverbs but adjectives. The words hardly means barely, almost not, and lately, recently, are not the adverbs of hard and late. Be very careful. Other comparative structures. We use as with adjective, adverb as to show that two people or things are similar in some way. Being caught in an avalanche is as dangerous as being caught in a landslide. We use not, as, so, as to show that one person or thing has less of a quality than another. A thunderstorm isn't as threatening as a flash flood. And finally, we use the more, less plus comparative, the more, less plus comparative to show how one action or situation affects another. The hotter the summer, the higher the risk of bushfires. Cuanto más calor hace en verano, más probabilidad, más riesgo de fuego. Alright? So be aware about this one. And now look at this exercise from your book. It's on the blue pages. And answer the questions. Which of the sentences 1, 2, 3, 4 contain the comparative form, and which ones contain the superlative form? And I'm sure you know that in sentences 2 and 4 we use the comparative form, so worse and faster, whereas in sentences 1 and 3 we use the superlative form, largest and most frequently. Look at these sentences and answer the questions below. Who says sentence in the book? That's a mistake. It's a question. So, in sentence 1, who is cleverer? In sentence 2, did it snow more heavily this winter or last winter? Or did it snow the same? And in sentence 3, what is the relationship between the weather and how some feels? And I'm sure you know that Julia is cleverer. It snowed absolutely the same, and the warm weather affects how some feels, and apparently it's got a good influence. And one more. Look at the sentences from B and complete the rules. So we use adjective, adverb, to show that two people or things are similar in some way. When they are not similar, we can use as, adjective, adverb, as. And the structure comparative shows how one action or situation affects another. And I'm sure you figured out that we use as with adjective, adverb, as to show that two people or things are similar in some way. When they are not similar, we can use not. And the structure the comparative shows how one action or situation affects another. The more you study, the better marks you get. It's worth thinking about it. Time to have a look at to, enough, so, and such. We use to plus adjective and adverb to show that something is more than we want or need. The water is too polluted to drink. It's raining too hard to go out. We use adjective and adverb plus enough, or enough plus noun, to show that something is or isn't as much as we want or need. The firefighters didn't arrive fast enough. There was enough time to rescue people. This is one of the structures that they love and test in part 1 of your writing pet exam, so have a good look at it. We use so and such for emphasis. They are stronger than very. We use so plus adjective and adverb. The earthquake was so big. We use such with adjective or a noun, or such in a noun, to say it was such a sudden blizzard. We can also use so and such to emphasize characteristics that lead to a certain result or action. It was such an interesting book that I read it twice. The news was so upsetting that I switched off the TV. And let's have a look at some questions from the exercise D. Look at the words in bold in the sentences 1 and 2 and answer the questions. Which word is used to show that something is more than we want or need? And which word is used to show that something is as much as we want or need? And I'm sure you know that in sentence 1 we're using to show that there is more than we need, so too much rain. And in sentence 2, enough, there is enough experience. She's got enough experience to get a job. So she doesn't need more experience. Okay. And we use so and such for emphasis. Look at these sentences and answer the questions below. Many natural disasters are so difficult to predict. The emergency services did such a great job during the flood. The tsunami struck so quickly, so we couldn't believe it. What parts of speech follows so? And what parts of speech follow such? And I'm sure you know that we always follow so with adjective and adverb, and after such we always use a noun. There can be an article or adjective in between, but always look at what happens at the end of the phrase. If we only have an adjective or an adverb at the end of the phrase, then we use it with so. And when we have a noun at the end of the phrase, we use such. For example, it was such a good party. You have a, good, and party. But party is at the end, so we say such a good party. You can say the party was so good. We finish with an adjective. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask during our next lesson. This is all for now. It was quite a long video, but I hope it's just a revision for you. Thank you very much for your attention. And to create this video, I've used materials from the grammar reference from Close-Up B1 Plus 2nd edition by Cengage Learning, and grammar exercises from Close-Up B1 Plus 2nd edition by Cengage Learning 2. Thank you very much. I'll see you in class. Bye!